dłuższego telewizjonnej rewolucji Kevin Olivia na blogosphere. The international phenomenon. Attack of the Show.
Oh, yeah, remember this place? Remember this with the lights and the cell phones and whatnot?
I feel like I've been all over the world.
I feel like we haven't been here since 2003, but we're back from Philadelphia. We were doing an event for Papa Comcast out there. Olivia was hitting the clinic, and we're all good. We're all ready to go. Happy and healthy. Congratulations.
Were you silly the entire time?
How do you uncongratulate someone?
We just...
Uncongrats.
Okay,
Yeah, we were in Philly. Do you want to say something about Philly? Or?
No, I'm just saying, did you like it?
Philly itself? Yeah, I had a great time, but it's good to be back. It's always good to be here at Attack of the Show. And, you know, the reason I love it is that we actually are TV's only source for all the stuff you care about.
That is true.
My name's Kevin Pereira.
And I am Olivia Munn, and we are coming to you from the T4 Studios right here in Los Angeles. I want to go back to the east side.
Yeah, we're
I like
good.
it over there.
We're good. On the show today, the world's drunkest guy gets his very own video game. You're going to see the real reason for his liquor store fail and Around the Net. Plus, Allison Hayslip meets up with J.J. Abrams to discuss the release of the new Star Trek DVD. She's actually got the inside scoop on the Klingon storyline that is shot, and then we cut it from the final movie. But you'll hear about it.
Then, just because you get your arm sliced open with a frickin' machete, doesn't mean you should stop fighting.
No.
Really, it doesn't. Weston Scott learns how to fight back with just one arm and an all-new... And our next big puzzle, like the 360 gets you squeezing out of the PC gaming. We're going to talk about the future of the first-person shooter in the loop. But right now, it's time to run on the top 5 things on the web. We're going around the net.
Okay. I'm noticing a trend. I don't know if it's if everybody else is noticing this, but there seems to be more and more football clips on Around the Net lately. So I don't know if it's like El Nino or if there's
people are just acting like idiots while playing the world's most popular sport.
That could be it too.
That could be it as well. Like this Hartford goalie from last week's America East Soccer Tournament semifinals. Check him out.
Awesome.
This was really awesome.
Is there a purple card for Flair? Like,
maybe.
Because that was majestic.
That's an extra point.
That dude got owned with gymnastics. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah! In your face. Backhand spring somersault splits!
Yeah!
That's gymnastics for you.
Whoa! Do you want to do a back handspring into a tuck into a... I know.
Can you?
I
Can
can't
you
even
do gymnastics?
somersault without hurting myself.
You can't somersault?
The last time I tried, I was like 6, and it was on a slip and slide that my dad strategically placed on the one sprinkler head that was in the middle of our lawn
why
to teach a lesson to the other kids in the court that we don't play in the Pereira front yard. You go to therapy a lot.
Remember the tile at the front door?
Let's move on.
Inside. A video featuring an intoxicated man in a liquor store called Drunkest Guy Ever broke earlier this year. But today, at number 4, we have footage of the Drunk Guy's video game, courtesy of Alpha Omega Films.
Yeah. Now, usually, if you're hearing the Super Mario theme, you're watching 2 dudes on mushrooms, which is fun. But it sounds even better when you're laughing at the drunkest guy ever. The system is down.
That upsets me. Because, you know, I've actually been that drunk, and I've never gotten my own video game. Ever. Ever.
Well, that was really stupid. I mean, everyone knows you can't beat the Whiskey Wizard with beer missiles. Idiot.
Idiots. Everyone knows that.
Oh. Whoa. Yeah!
So that happened.
I'm sorry.
Can I go back to the East Coast?
Today's number 3 item proves an important law of nerddom. The wizard is still staggering in my peripheral. It's just, he's not going to break character for the entire show today. Whiskey Wizard, everybody! Yeah! Yeah! All right, we'll move it on.
He's trying to break it, so we're recurring on Attack of the Show.
Yeah, you don't get a SAG card, dude, but can we get him a smoothie? You've done good. Just show him one more time. Yeah! Okay, all right. Today's number 3 item proves an important law of nerddom. Real nerds love making themselves some costumes.
Yeah, they do. Now, while normals may be content with throwing on a ghost sheet or a sexy catsuit on Halloween, the truly chosen ones work for months on elaborate disguises designed to impress and attract, well, other nerds.
Yes. For example, Sacramento, California's Scott Holden created this life-size replica of a tauntaun from The Empire Strikes Back, and I love it.
Whoa! Whoa! Wow!
Right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. So yes, we at Attack of the Show are thrilled to declare Mr. Scott Holden winner of the internet.
Yeah.
Now, Scott, not only did you get this deluxe frame certificate commemorating this special day for you, but we've also given you this oversized gift certificate to Applebee's.
Very good. Yeah. Now, you'll get 1 free appetizer with the purchase of any 3 entrees, Scott.
Not valid for alcohol or items containing avocado.
Yeah! Congratulations, Scott!
Yeah! Today's number 2 item is a piece of sports history animated for today's web-savvy audience by the New York sports blog No Moth.
Yeah, back in 1970, Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher Doc Ellis, this is a true story, he pitched a no-hitter against the San Diego Padres while stoned out of his mind on LSD. Yeah. And Ellis, sadly, he passed away last December, but not before he retold the event to National Public Radio.
The guys at No Moth took the audio from NPR's Weekend America and animated their own visuals for the legendary tale.
She told me, you better get up, you got to go pitch. I said, pitch? I pitch tomorrow. Hell, what are you talking about? Because I had got up in the middle of the morning and took some more acid. She grabbed the paper, brought me the sports page and showed me, boom. I said, oh, wow. There were times when the ball was hit back at me. I jumped because I thought it was coming fast, but the ball was coming slow. Third base would come by and grab the ball and threw somebody out. I never caught a ball from the catcher with 2 hands because I thought that was a big old ball. And then sometimes it looked small. One time I covered first base and I caught the ball and I tagged the base all in one motion. I said, ooh, I just made a touchdown.
I told you it was called a touchdown. I told you.
You're on
LCD. Of course, we should probably mention that your odds of having a successful sporting event are greatly increased if you're not on a powerful hallucinogenic drug, just to make that clear.
Right. It just don't make for a good YouTube video 30 years later,
No.
but it's fine, whatever.
No.
It's always my goal.
Plan ahead, kids. Plan ahead. Still ahead, we've actually played skee ball at the arcade before, but we have never won prizes as amazing as the ones you're going to see.
It's the Not Safe for Work reward worth over 1 billion tickets. And around the net. Stick around. He's back! He's back, everybody!
Today's number 1 item is from from YouTube short filmmaker Scott Gairdner. Who we actually saw a long time ago on Around the Net. He had "Trick it to the trees." Tiny saxophone in my hand.
I'll be the one to move us on.
Thank you.
This time, Mr. Gairdner takes us into what he calls, quote, you're so good at it,
You
though.
dangled me off a cliff. I was like a cat from a branch.
I loved it, though. Hang in there. Here, so this is the coolest arcade ever. What are you about to say? Coolest arcade ever.
These prizes are lame.
Wait, hold on. What do we get for, like, 1,000? Lava lamp. How about 5,000? Crutches.
10,000.
Quinceanera dress. 60,000. Batman costume for a dog.
100,000.
Thanksgiving dinner. 500,000. A chimney.
$1 million.
Ownership of a Hooters franchise in Doral, Florida.
$2 million.
A personal sweater maker. $3 million. Hot.
$4 million.
Monitor that shows what Carlos Santana is doing.
Okay. What do we get for 100 billion tickets?
Robot.
Please insert human.
I'm going back to the arcade. Every day.
Every day?
I'm going back to the arcade. We can all agree that a mouth-love robot is a much better prize than like the silly putty or the switchblade comb that you get at the local arcade,
Yes,
right?
that's true. But here on Attack of the Show, there is only one prize worth winning. That is a 5-minute vacation from the show, also known as the Solo Work Pass.
Oh, the Solo Work Pass!
We always love that. We love it so much.
I want it so bad.
Okay, so what's going to happen is Kevin and I, we're gonna play a round of skee ball, the sport of kings, if you will. Now, you agree. Whoever gets the most points at the end of the round will then win the Solo Work Pass.
Yes. Now, let me explain very quickly. The ticket, or the pass, if you will, entitles the holder to sit in a lounge chair while sipping a tropical drink, while getting fanned by our resident Cabana boy, Seth.
Hey, Seth.
And whoever does not win the Solo Work Pass will have to do the show by herself.
Or himself.
It's probably going to be her.
Himself.
She's a
or
woman.
himself.
So,
Either way, it's a
I don't
game.
think so.
Anybody can win.
It's probably going to be me, though.
One person's going to win, it might be me.
Should we do it?
Let's do it.
All right. Ready? We already hit start. Now we just go. We just go. No.
I think we have to push start.
No, we don't have to hit start.
We
just roll.
Oh, we guys go.
Okay. Yeah! Oh, come on. Come on! Oh! Get in there! Get in there! Oh!
It's done.
How'd I do?
You got 100,000.
Let's wait. Oh my God! What is it? I don't know what happened there. I win!
Did you?
No, I totally didn't win. You totally won. You totally got that.
I don't want to win now. I would have won.
We were supposed to throw up.
This is why arcades don't really exist.
This is why we should never rehearse, because not only did it work in rehearsal, but I actually won in rehearsal.
You know what? This guy was great in Philly. He was there for me. He was hanging out. Go sit down.
Did that just break apart the set? Okay, all right. I'm just
On December 12th, G4 takes the best U.S. athletes and puts them to the ultimate test. American Ninja Warrior. Hundreds of contestants fail until only 10 survivors are left to run Japan's legendary Ninja Warrior
straw. A swirly straw.
You're getting it.
Hey, I'm just living every straight man's fantasy right now, Olivia. So if you could just hold off.
Really? Seth, how's that hanging for you? We called you Seth today.
Hey, tell the internet I love them, and I really do like women.
Check out the all-new G42.com/American Ninja for more info and just added exclusive content. The Star Trek DVD is out.
Don't be quiet with that palm. Get in there. I want to feel some wind. Breeze me.
So
Can you make it sound like a tropical bird?
We sent our red shirt Allison Hayslip to talk to J.J. Abrams about Klingons, a few surprises that you will find on the disc. Kevin, stop it.
More words.
Just as Star Trek seemed to have exhausted all the places a man could go, J.J. Abrams slammed the Enterprise in reverse with a reboot that earned over $400 million worldwide. Now that the Blu-ray DVD release is just around the corner, I sat down with the man himself to uncover the extras that make it worth your hard-earned dollar.
The wait is over.
How'd you feel about the success of the reboot?
I'm very happy that fans of Star Trek and people who weren't fans before seem to have embraced it, and I'm more thrilled for the cast and the crew than anything.
Space is disease and danger, and darkness and silence.
Now we have DVD and Blu-ray coming out, so what can we expect on these discs?
The Blu-ray, the transfer is awesome. It looks amazing and sounds great, so there's that. The deleted scenes, they're kind of cool, because we had this sort of the birth of Spock, which used to begin the film. There's a whole sequence where you actually see what happened to the villain of the movie, Nero, when he was captured by the Klingons. You see the Klingons in the movie. There are, a bunch of added scenes that, for fans of Star Trek especially, will be good to see.
Are we getting the old school Fu Manchu Klingons, or are we getting the new, severe four-headed Klingon?
You must work at G4.
Obviously.
Genius question.
Yes.
I will answer it the following way. We sort of cheated because you don't see their full face. They're in these helmets. And it was literally done partly for that reason, that we just didn't want to go there because we weren't going to be going there. But you'll see that even the helmets have these sort of ridges up on top, so it's a little bit of a nod.
Out of all those deleted scenes, which was the hardest for you to cut from the film?
Well, there's this whole sequence that took place on this prison planet that the Klingons run, and it was hard for a couple reasons. One, because some of the design was amazing. The costumes, the look of the prison. One of my favorite actors, Victor Garber, was in the scene dressed as a Klingon, and it explained a little bit of what happened to Nero, and I hated not having that in the movie.
Cooperate, and you will be spared the most unpleasant experience.
Can you tell me anything about the sequel? Are we going to see the Klingons?
I just want the Klingons. All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, sure. Just because of me? Thanks, JJ.
Sure. I think that, it would be hard not to do that, but we're just now beginning discussing what comes next.
But in the sequel, you'll have to commit.
We better make these decisions soon.
You better call me.
I will.
How did you manage to beam aboard this ship?
You're the genius. You figure it out.
Strap into your couch and hold on tight. The astonishing HD visuals and jam-packed action in Star Trek are so crystal clear, it'll make you think you're sitting in the captain's chair.
No, Klingons. Maybe we'll catch you next film or something.
But enough about strange aliens with a warlike disposition. Let's talk to our viewers.
Yes. With Thanksgiving around the corner, we're curious as to what you're thankful for this year.
We want to hear what actually made you happy this year, so give us a call.
Yeah, the number is 805-268-7123. Leave us a message, and you might actually make it onto the show.
Now let's change the subject to gadgets.
Go! It is time to continue the Pocket Video Showdown.
Enter the next contender, the creative Vado HD.
If you want your video blogs to look extra sexy, then check out Creative's latest pocket camcorder, the Vado HD. With a 2-inch display, wide-angle lens, and up to 2 hours of recording time, you can capture every beautiful moment in 720p. Plus, the HDMI connectivity lets you show off your videos in high definition right on your TV. Start documenting your life for $150.
The Vado HD is actually the smallest camcorder in our showdown, just so you know. It's right here. Weighs 3.5 ounces. It's really, really light. Only 0.6 inches thin. It's about the same dimensions as a cell phone. But there is this weird right here. Can you go back to here? The weird protrusion,
little
like
nubbin.
the lens.
Little side nubbin.
Now, some guy. Okay, this USB right here sticks out. It doesn't really do that on some, like on the flip. But I don't mind it on this because this is rubber right here, so it doesn't really bother me. This bothers me, but I think all in all, the protrusion bothers you in general, right?
Yeah. Look, it's not a deal breaker by any stretch, but if
this doesn't bother me, but that does.
Right. Now we're talking about the aesthetics of the device, and while this doesn't necessarily bother
when
me.
I see an Audi, it kind of creeps me out.
Yeah, like, go back to the doctor, get a second opinion on this, get it tucked inside, and then you'll be normal. But this thing down here, does it bother me? No, but other cameras don't have this. There's better ways to design this stuff so that you don't have protrusions, so that it can fit nicely in your pocket or wherever it is you want to shove it. So I think that they could get rid of that.
Yeah. That would be good.
Tiny little thing, but worth mentioning.
I have to say, it doesn't have nearly as many features as the Kodak from last week. So, do you think it's as easy to? You're shooting. It's easy to shoot video and then edit it on your computer?
Definitely. I mean, all the buttons are self-explanatory.
I have the Vado as well. I have the Vado and Flip.
I had the first Vado and enjoyed it. It worked as advertised. It didn't have the weird bulge. But it does make it easy for anyone to use it. Sometimes it feels like you have to mash on the buttons, which can get a little annoying. But as for the software, it's super, super, super simple. You can do minor editing. You can upload to YouTube or PhotoBucket. And we actually uploaded a sample video for you guys to look at. Go to the G4 TV YouTube channel, and you can see it on there. File sizes are ginormous, to say the least. But that's the case with all of these HD pocket camcorders. So it will take a while to upload to the old YouTubes, just so you know.
So I did, as I said, I have the Vado. I really like the original Vados, the quality of it, the video quality. Did it get better with video quality? That's what you want. It's good. I want it to be better. Yes? Yeah? Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes, it did. Normal light footage looks good. About as good as the Kodak from last week. Colors are vibrant and the details are relatively sharp, but it does only shoot in 720p, so keep that in mind. It is less shaky, though, which is a huge plus, because that's like the major, major drawback with all these handhelds. Low light footage looks surprisingly good. You actually get a lot more detail than you expect without a lot of the noise that normally occurs. Normally these things are so small, their image sensors are so tiny that you start seeing little pixelations here and there. It's like closing your eyes and seeing little fish swimming around. You kind of get that on the video.
Now, the Vado is the cheapest in our showdown at $150. What do you think? Worth it?
Believe it or not! Yes, it is. Yeah, totally is.
Okay.
The quality alone makes it a great buy, but its portability and its ease of use, those are just bonuses.
What are you
We're giving this thing a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Okay. I'm going to take some video of it. That's going to look great on the internet.
Why are you such a jerk?
I don't know. The skee ball thing pissed me off.
Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't your fault. Were you doing good?
No, I was doing terrible, but it was just like, man, we had skee ball on.
Let me just say this for Kevin, okay? Kevin was very good during rehearsal. It was very good. He was going to beat me hands down.
Really not making this better. That's it for today's Gadget Fun, Olivia.
Kevin, we will review our last pocket camcorder, the Flip Minnow HD, on Thursday. Make sure to check that out, because to me, the Vado and Flip, they're hand in hand, so I'm excited to see what which one's better. Still ahead, Blog Watch will spotlight the best music sites out there. The record industry might be dead, but these blogs will keep you up to date on new music.
And is PC gaming going the way of the dinosaur? We'll find out why the release of Modern Warfare 2 may be a bad sign for your computer in the loop.
And later, a hypothetical assailant has cut Wesley Scott's arm off with a machete, and he has to defend himself with one limb or die. Seriously, we're going to teach you how to kick ass with only one arm. You won't get that on Oprah.
No, you won't.
Wrong tonight. But I will come again.
Who told me that? Ask poll the audience. Go ahead.
Please.
This is like millionaire. Ask the audience.
Honestly, right now, those of you who know what this word is, just give me a round of applause. Do you know what a merkin is? Just a gay guy and Jake. And me. And Kevin. And Hayslip.
You didn't know?
I don't know many things you tell me.
Oh, man. We're going to buy it now on eBay. Very soon. We're live, everybody.
Oh, yes.
Wait, you don't want to use fun, no.
And stop. We are just giving you so much information. We want to give you more, and that's why Allison's here.
Hey, Allison.
Kevin, I have to say to Olivia's credit, you do make up a lot of the stuff that you tell us.
No, he does not, Allison. He does not. It's all... Is it fake?
I've got videos.
Ooh. All right, well, I'm going to tell you fact. It's time to start the feed. It's Monday, November 16th, and here are your top stories. Russia has decided to ban the best-selling game Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and is recalling all copies of it from store shelves. The game revolves around a conflict between the U.S. and Russia and includes a much-publicized and highly controversial sequence where the player guns down civilians in a Russian airport. That content was enough for the Russian government to ban it, and while developer Infinity Ward says that it will remove that airport level from copies sold in Russia, they still have to get the game approved for re-release by the Russian government, which we're guessing won't be easy. In Soviet Russia, Modern Warfare plays you. Verizon's new Motorola Droid phone is off to a solid start. In its first week of sales, an estimated 250,000 Droid phones were sold. And in full disclosure, myself and Blair Herter both got them. And while that number may seem small compared to the 1.6 million iPhones that were sold when the 3GS came out, it's still the fastest selling Android phone to date. It's also important to note that this is the first Verizon smartphone that has a feature set comparable to the iPhone. And it may be Verizon's service and 3G coverage that ultimately proves to be the Droid's killer app. This past weekend at the new TV conference, YouTube announced that starting this week, the website will give users the option to watch videos in full 1080p resolution. Yeah, currently the highest video quality available on the site is 720p, but don't worry, if you've already uploaded a bunch of videos in 1080p, you don't have to go back and resubmit them. YouTube stores all uploaded content at the original resolution and is hard at work re-encoding the videos for the site's overhaul. This is great news for our show because now we can bring you crippling nut shots in amazing high definition. You're welcome. And finally, if you're one of President Obama's 2.6 million Twitter followers, we have news that probably won't come as a surprise to you. The president admitted last night during a Q&A event in Shanghai that he has never actually used Twitter. Yeah, the topic was brought up when the president fielded a question regarding China's restriction of social networking sites. He said, "I have never used Twitter, but I am an advocate of technology and not restricting internet access." I suppose it's a good thing he spends his time protecting the free world rather than tweeting about hanging out with Putin doing karate. Although that actually sounds kind of awesome. I'm Allison Hayslip, and you have just been fed. And now we'll go back to Kevin and Olivia.
Thanks, Allison.
Today's Vlog Watch is about oral pleasure.
Oh, finally. Yes. Something worth bookmarking.
As a treat for your ears, we have the best music blogs on the web. Oral.
Damn it.
The internet is teeming with new music from all over the world. So you have to ask yourself, how do I filter out the crap to find something I can enjoy? Well, worry not, because we've got the tools you need to do just that. To start your musical quest, swing on over to the Hype Machine at hypem.com. And no, it's not my robotic sidekick. Here, they create playlists composed entirely of songs that people have been talking about around the blogosphere. Think of it as musical RSS. It updates every hour and constantly builds an unlimited kick-ass collection of music tracks from mainstream and indie artists. To make your life easier, you can also browse by the most popular songs at the moment or by the most tweeted songs on the net, keeping you in touch with what's hot at all times. If you're curious about what other people are listening to, go to the Spy section. This list updates every 30 seconds and delivers a playlist made of the most recent song searches on the Hype Machine. With unlimited hours of music, you won't ever have to listen to the same crap on the radio over and over again. Once you've found the fresh new indie sound, head on over to pitchfork.com to get info on upcoming bands. These aficionados of indie music have their fingers on the pulse of new groups, and they share their knowledge through insightful articles and interviews. But their coolest feature is their online music channel, Pitchfork TV. Here they offer a variety of music videos and original shows to please your audio and visual cravings. Each web series caters to different musical stylings and offers unique locales for musicians to perform, like the inside of a church on their new show, Cemetery Gates, or on the roof of buildings for Don't Look Down, even in the basement of a guy named Juan. If you're itching for live events, then check out Pitchfork's tour section. They offer daily updates with band tours around the country, so you'll know who's coming to your town, giving you plenty of time to stock up on concert necessities. Hopefully these two sites will give you a newfound respect for indie musicians, or at the very least, you'll find a new band to follow around the country.
Do you think you need to see a lawyer about the Hype Machine?
A what?
A lawyer about the Hype Machine?
Oh, well, if you had a reco, sure, but I mean, the only lawyer I know is a criminal defense attorney, and I can't tell that story on TV, so let's just, I mean, if you got a name or something like that, or somebody's
just, being
LinkedIn
featured on To Catch a Predator is not the same thing as being caught.
They did a whole backstory on me. I was like a big deal.
You didn't book a guest star. You got caught.
When I'm on intervention next season, we'll see. We'll see who the biggest celeb is.
It'll be him. It's time to attack this geek chic stuff. Usually, it's standard procedure for a kick-ass guitarist to go shirtless, unless you get your hands on this the playable guitar shirt. I know a wearable electronic interface isn't quite the real thing, but it's pretty damn close. I know, look how cool he is. It boasts a full major scale, and yes, you actually need to strum it to play it. An amp is also a must, and while it's usually true that lead guitarists get the most ass, sadly the makers of this shirt can't guarantee you anything. And I'm not going to guarantee you anything either. But you can rock your shirt off wherever you go for about $30, and that's worth $30. Next up, if you're a truly swanky geek, you'll need a sleek music setup to complement your musical clothing. So how about some music chocolate? Okay, it actually has nothing to do with chocolate, but designer Michi Young thought that the name was a good fit for this blocky ottoman that's actually a stereo speaker system incognito. Sure, you can rest your legs on it, but this tasty piece of furniture has an 8-inch jack, so you can plug in any music player, you kick back, and let the tunes take over. Because I guess that's what people do when they listen to music. But if a $30 guitar shirt isn't enough, I understand. How about a $1,300 LED shirt? Yeah, I said $1,300. This wearable light-up sign has a set of programmable LEDs that can put on a show for about 4 hours before it needs a recharge. Typically used for promotional events, this savvy Apple user just had to get his hands on one and show his love despite the hefty price tag. The shirt itself is actually Panasonic Lumilight technology, and you can bet your ass you can't afford one. And if you can, just buy something else, but that's just too much money, for sure. Finally, cosplayers know the only way to show your fanaticism is to wear it. But if you don't want to don your full getup outside of the convention halls, Mark ECKO's new line of geeked out hoodies and jackets should do the trick. You might recall the zip-up Stormtrooper or the Boba Fett, but now there's a whole lot more to go around. There's the X-Wing fighter straight out of A New Hope. That looks sexy. A fully zipped clone trooper. There is the Master Chief hoodie for Halo fans. See that? Wait, moving on. There it is. Oh, and I have one more for you guys. A Snowtrooper snowboarding jacket.
That looks so cute.
Yeah. Look at it. Well, look at it. Wait, do one more lineup of them. Look how cute they are. You can pick up one for about $100 to $150. Look at that. Can I just get a quick pose real quick? 5, 6, 7, 8. They kind of look like Power Rangers. Head on over to the all-new T4T.com/AOTS for info on all these new releases and more still ahead. Our next-gen console's killing PC gaming. We're going to get the answers for you guys in the loop. And in legal defense, Wesley Scott learns to fight while injured. He'll teach you how to pick a dude's ass after the dude has chopped off your arm with a machete. I promise that I am not exaggerating. I'm going to take one of these. Which one do I get? I get the red one.
What is Bollywood? Geek Goddess, Andre Show.
Hey, PC gamers! Fire up the forums and get ready to whine, because it's the loop.
Gamers have long debated whether PCs or consoles are the superior platform. And while both have their merits, signs show that consoles could be gaining the upper hand. The release of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has reignited this discussion after it was discovered that the PC version of the game was basically a direct port of its 360 and PS3 counterparts. Gone are the common features expected in a PC first-person shooter, like dedicated servers, console commands, match recording, and the ability to boot out hackers. Due in part to the ever-growing popularity of next-gen consoles, developers are looking to curb costs by porting over their titles directly, instead of investing the money to enhance graphics or add new features. Are PCs taking a backseat to the popularity of console gaming? And could the days of innovative PC gaming be numbered? Game on. It's The Loop.
Joining me to help make sense of it all, editorial manager for XPlay, Abby Heppy is here, everybody. I'm sorry we forgot the booster seats at home. It's like, yeah, oh well. Let's get right into this. I went to Wolfram Alpha and I typed in PC game sales. And it spat back a chart of the weather in North Dakota for 1997. So you tell me, are PC games dying?
No, but if you're looking at retail box sales, you would think so.
Okay.
But that doesn't factor in the business that Steam does, that Impulse does, that
digital download services,
microtransactions through smaller MMOs that people pay into World of Warcraft every month, casual games, the ad revenue generated from those.
So why do I keep hearing that the sky is falling from PC gamers? They keep saying, look, there seems to be less and less releases, and the releases that we're getting seem to be like sloppy ports of console games, essentially. Is that the case?
Sure. I mean, there's a lot of ports that go on. I know you just mentioned Modern Warfare 2. There are fewer games developed. If you look at something like Dragon Age, that was originally going to be for PC, and then EA says, oh no, we have to do this for consoles too, because people buy things on consoles, and there's an awful lot of console market.
Right. What happened? Is it just that people decided, hey, because you used to be a PC gamer,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
I did as well. Some of my favorite games are PC games. I got to a point where it was like, another $500,000 or whatever to play one game. I'm good. I don't need to constantly upgrade that graphics card. Was that? Did they just kind of kill themselves with constant upgrades?
There was a point where I didn't want to spend any more money to keep upgrading, and then I got a Mac and I got a laptop.
Oh no! Now this sounds like an intervention. No.
I know, right? No.
But what are the strengths? Because people still play PC games to this day. So what are the strengths and the weaknesses?
Sure. Well, I mean, if someone that plays a lot of shooters like I do, there's always people that will prefer a mouse and keyboard.
Right.
To some extent I do, but on console it's just learning a different skill
Have you
set.
seen that little poison though? Have you seen what that little kid can do with his nimble little fingers in Halo? That little kid doesn't need a mouse and keyboard.
I know.
I'm just pointing that out there.
That's what I'm saying. It's a different skill set that you develop. And, I think that, community on consoles has developed a little bit further. I think Games for Windows is trying to bring that experience to PC. But I even play shooters on console now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do.
And of course MMOs, because when you have something that requires that many buttons and that many, you just can't do it with that controller.
Now, what's the near future, though? Is it someone making an MMO that just happens to work on a console, and then once that happens, it's done?
Sure, there's a couple in the works for console MMOs. It'll depend, we'll see how successful they are. I think you'll have people that will always prefer that on PC.
Now, some people will say, PC gamers, they'll say, listen, we have some amazing features that you simply can't get on the console.
Yeah, they think we're dumbed down,
right,
really,
right.
console games.
But they've got modding communities. They absolutely have that.
I love looking at people's mods, especially for like Half-Life 2. I mean, there's a sense of entitlement.
Is that the last bastion of hope for PC gaming, is the mod community?
A little bit. I mean, there's this entitlement to PC gaming in a way, because I know, at least when I was a PC gamer, you got everything for free. You got mods. There was Team Fortress was one of my favorite games, and again, free. And I think with the way that they're trying to charge you for everything, for all the downloadable content that you're getting on console, and companies are realizing that they can charge people for that on console because they don't have the same kind of advantage that PC has, where people are doing all of this user-generated content for free. So now they want to try to get people on the PC to be charged for that as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're definitely going that route. And then, of course, we mentioned Modern Warfare 2. A lot of PC gamers are upset that with this game specifically, because in the last iteration of the game, they got all sorts of really cool features. They got, the ability to record matches, dedicated servers, which are a big deal.
And I wish we had the ability to record matches.
So is this now the trend? Is this where we're heading? Is that the developers are going to start saying, okay, we're going to focus on the consoles. You PC gamer kids, you'll have your version. It just won't have anything that you really care about.
For a lot of developers, yes, that's probably the case. You'll always have the ones that really came from a PC background and will continue to develop for that, but you're going to see a lot of ports.
So maybe this is a no-brainer question, but I'd love to ask those. If someone were to come up to you today and say, hey, I'm interested in getting into gaming, here are the games I like, maybe World of Warcraft, but then they mention a handful of other titles or whatnot. I mean, can you really tell somebody that now is a good time to invest in a PC gaming rig and get ready for more PC gaming?
You know what? There's some revitalization for it, because you've got Diablo 3 coming out.
That is true.
I'm a huge Diablo fan. And, then there's the StarCraft also. I mean, Blizzard's still continuing to support that. Well, of course, World of Warcraft.
Right, yeah. I think they're making like $1.75 on that a month, so they're really keeping it going.
Yeah. It depends on the games you like.
It seems like this conversation comes around every year. The final word in 5 years, will we still be having this conversation?
Oh, probably.
So PC gaming is going to last that long?
I think so.
I'll get the paddles ready just in case I need to shock the
If I'm
tower.
wrong, you can have me back in 5 years and just yell at me.
This thing won't be around by next year. We're fine. Abby, thank you so much for coming on. Happy, everybody. Thanks for keeping us in the loop. Now, still ahead, Weston Scott teaches you how to kick some ass with one arm in lethal defense. Stick around, everybody. Coming up tomorrow on an all-new AOTS,
Zombies invade Game Break when Adam Sessler drops by to talk about chainsawing the undead in Left 4 Dead 2. Then it's the world's toughest car, a Russian armored SUV that costs $1.8 million on rides, whips, and hoons. And DV Tuesday heads to the final frontier when Chris Gore reviews Star Trek and Bruno. See it tomorrow.
And now it's time to get terrified, then empowered.
Yes, here's the situation, all right? You mind your own beeswax when out of nowhere, some guy comes and slashes your arm with a machete. It can happen.
What do you do?
It happens.
What do you do?
That's a great question, Olivia.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Does anybody want to know the answer? I got the answer. Here's the answer. You watch Weston Scott in today's Lethal Defense. That's what to do.
I'm Weston Scott here at CRI, Counterterrorism Training School in Las Vegas, Nevada. Here at this facility, there's experts on hand to train you in combat skills, weaponry, and hostage situations. We're going to be going over these practical applications and showing you how you can apply them to everyday life. Not all of us are made out of steel, and injuries do happen. Here's how to respond when you're not operating at 100%. Jerron, I'm in a situation, obviously, with a man with a machete. I get struck. How am I going to operate with maybe a hurt limb?
Okay, listen, let's see what's really going to happen. When somebody comes at you with a sharp object, your natural response is going to be to block, especially if you are untrained. Well, this is not a baseball bat. This is a knife. Now, I've been cut here, a massive cut.
All right.
I cannot use this hand, so I'm going to disable this hand. I have only one hand left to defend myself and 2 feet. Of course, you can kick, you can punch, but it's too dangerous whenever somebody has a knife. So let's say you come to finish the job.
So I'm going to come down.
Close.
That was pretty damn quick. All right, can we walk through?
Will you come?
Okay, I'm coming down.
I block here. Okay, I lower my hand and I'm locking. Okay, from here, look at this leg.
All right.
I'm taking it here. 1. And then 2. Whip it. Let's see you do that.
Okay, I'll try.
Yes.
I knew it wasn't going to come any closer if I had it there. We're not joking around here. Everything is full force, trying to show you how to save your ass on lethal defense. And I think as a handicapped guy, I can still fend for myself.
Guys, we're coming back.
And
we're coming back now.
Say goodbye.
Say goodbye?
We're reading.
Oh, yes. I guess that's probably more effective than just screaming at the top of your lungs.
Slightly more effective. Now, before we go, G4 search for the next Woman of the Web.
Oh, yes. Yes. Do this, guys. Go to g4tv.com/WOTW contest to see the contestants and then rank them with stars from 1 to 5.
And the girl with the highest rating will be flown out to LA for a photo shoot with the BUI brothers?
The Bowie brothers. Yeah.
Bowie brothers.
Very, very good guys. Thanks to our guest, Abby. Happy.